There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Need a surfboard?
Huh? Do you also see Navia and Clorinde over there? They look like they might have run into some kind of trouble. Let's go check out what's going on!
Not at all. And I've asked pretty much everyone, and Lynette's ears drooped as soon as she heard that we'd have to be out and about for days on end. And Fremine, he hid himself under his helmet as soon as he realized there'd be people around that he didn't know.
What about Chiori and Charlotte? I feel like both of them would be more than up to it.
I've asked them already, but they're both pretty busy right now. I just gave the members of the Spina a few days off, too, so I don't want to bother them either.
This...
Navia, Clorinde, what's up?
Oh my. Well, if it is...
Huh.
Huh? Oh?
Yep, this is our chance.
Do you need our help with something?
Oh, precisely. My dear partners, we've got a huge problem right now that only you...
Whoa, for real?
Absolutely. We've already exhausted all our other options.
Traveler, Paimon, would you join us and play Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day?
Marechaussee what now?
It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe, a local roleplay adventure club.
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe? They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay characters with your friends. Oh, I've loved their stuff ever since I was a kid.
That sounds super
Clorinde and I are both veteran members of the club. Recently, someone came up with a new script and was looking for people to help playtest it. And when they asked, of course I couldn't refuse. I mean, come on.
Generally speaking, scripts at that level of development have a lot of issues. But I think this one is pretty solid. The author
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know I was the one that handed you the script, but some of us haven't read it yet.
Anyway, the script calls for a team of 4. Ah, yes. We're missing one final player right now.
So, you're saying you'll help us out? I knew I could count on you, partner.
Paimon and the Traveler are kind of a...
That's not a problem. I'll adjust the pace based on the actual number of players. And
Well, Traveler, what do you think? Wanna play? Paimon will follow your lead.
well, that solves our problem.
Woohoo! I'll go grab the script manager from the club right away.
The script manager? Didn't you just say that you gave...
The club introduced a completely new kind of gameplay for the script. In this iteration, the Game Master's version of the script is incomplete. The script manager provides the next part of the script only after players have completed the current list of objectives. On top of that, in order to increase player immersion, the club has created some of the story's sets and scenes in real life. We'll only know where we should go once the script manager reveals the starting location.
Wow, you're right. Whoever wrote...
And it's got a real healthy amount of suspense, right? I mean, even the...
I look forward to experiencing it with you all.
Why don't you go meet up with the others first? They should all be waiting at Chioria Boutique. I'll come over with the script manager as soon as I find them.
Sounds good. Remember to always watch where you're going, and...
You say that like I'm 6 years old or something. Let me think. What kind of
I just hope you'll pick up some useful skills this time. Oh, and stop trying to Sorry to...
You're back! Huh? And you've got the Traveler...
What a pleasant surprise.
Linny, Farina! Paimon didn't know you were playing too.
I'm more of a casual member of anything. I haven't taken part in many formal club activities. Lynette, Fremine, and I play something similar at the Hotel Bouffe Tété sometimes, but Still, I'm sure it'll be fun being a player for the first time. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm not a member of the club at all. Clorinde simply woke me up first thing this morning, said there was a good script.
If you're interested, I can give you a referral. That should give you a 40% discount on membership fees.
I think I'll wait to see how this experience plays.
If you're interested, I can give you a referral. That should give you a 40% discount on membership fees.
I think I'll wait to see how this experience...
Do you participate in a lot of tabletop troupe activities?
You could say that. She's actually one of the few senior game masters.
Right. I knew about that even when she was still my subordinate.
It's nothing.
Wow. Paimon's so used to seeing you be all upstanding and intimidating as the champion duelist. It's kind of hard to imagine you role-playing with a bunch of friends.
Surely you jest. I would never I maintain a clear boundary between my professional and personal lives. The me you see at court represents the law and order of Fontaine. I put all personal feelings to the side and grant a fair duel to all who seek to defend their honor. But in my personal life, I'm just an ordinary person.
Well, you say that, but for all the time I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you cry. I've seen you get angry, sure, but now I'm wondering whether you were actually mad or if it just looked...
I was probably...
Is that so? Well, in any case, I just feel like...
So you want to see me cry? That might be a little difficult.
No. I'm back! Here, allow me to introduce you to...
Pleasure to meet you all.
Hello. Wait, are you
Oh, no. This is just the costume provided by the club. I occasionally play a few of the roles in my...
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's nothing. It's the least we can do to give the players a more Anyway, allow me to give you a brief introduction of the script. This script was adapted from the real history of the Marashose hunters. You all will play the role of hunters from a bygone era and resolve a series of events unfolding in the
Paimon's not super familiar with the history of the Marashose.
Oh, no problem at all. I can give you a brief rundown. So, basically, Marashose hunters were people who dedicated themselves. Their story can be traced back to the ancient Remurian dynasty, as well as the first hunter, Cassiodor. But I'll leave the finer details for you to seek out and
Mm-hmm. And I'll provide additional commentary.
In that case, brave hunters, are you ready to set out on an unknown adventure?
Whoa, just one sentence and it's like we're in the story already.
Aha, I see many a determined gaze before me. Very well, head over to this.
So, as we follow the story, it leads us to specific scenes?
Ooh, sounds pretty innovative. It's the exact location of the scene, as well as the formal permission to use the venue. Huh, seems like they have everything prepared. Please check all your belongings, everyone, and make sure you haven't forgotten anything. Once you're ready, please...
Sounds good. Hunter Squad? Let's ride!
Squall Fury!
The wind rises.
Whoa, they really have thought of everything. Even the Fatometer is here and ready to go for us.
The Fatometer.
It's a card that's used to determine action success or failure. We'll need to use it when we try...
And what about all the dessert and tea?
That's what the message said.
Oh, really? That's so nice.
Those snacks have Paimon's name written all over them.
I think you might be more of a snack hunter than a Marash...
Snack Hunter Paimon reported for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
The desserts are great. But I'm still looking forward to this.
Very fair. First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you and write down your name and profession. You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your character card. In this story, everyone is a Marashose hunter. To reflect this, the club has prepared a small badge for everyone.
Ooh, nice.
As hunters, you have proficiency in swordsmanship and fighting by default, so there's no need to allocate any additional skill points to those areas.
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all of this? Paimon's not...
Why don't you share a character card then? The travel...
Kinda like in real life.
So, for the name, do I feel...
Yep. It can be any...
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever I get too lazy to
Oh! So it would be like experiencing a...
In that case, I think I'll continue...
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills. The more points you invest in a particular skill, the easier it will...
I'll take persuasion and investigation. Those are must-haves when it comes.
Oh, those skills sound like they'd be useful for gathering intelligence.
So, should we also...
Not necessarily. Since we're working together as a team, we could leave the negotiations to Navia. And for example, I think I'll take stealth and sleight of hand. That will give us more options if we...
Oh, interesting. I wasn't thinking about it like that. I suppose it's not so different from... Let me see. I'll take arts and performance. I'm not quite sure what use they'll be, but I'm not as knowledgeable about the other skills. And I'm not...
Well, that leaves us. What do you want to learn, Traveler? Ha! Gotta say, this suits you really well. Nothing boosts morale like good food. Ooh, so you want to help people when they're injured. That's not... So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn these 2 skills?
Let's see. Oh, looks like you each have enough points to choose one final skill.
You've all picked such classic skills. It's fine to go a little bit out of...
Why do I get the feeling she's getting ready to cause trouble?
For example, this one here. Summon. Doesn't it...
Oh, I saw that one just now as well. The description says, this skill can be used on...
The script's world-building rules, huh?
Oh, that's not for us to worry about, my friend. Just learn the skills that interest you, and the GM will take care of the rest.
All right, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn Summon, then. Paimon can't wait to see what kind of thing shows up.
Well, now that everyone's more or less finished creating their characters, since 2 of our players are doing this for the first time though, would you like to play on easy mode or...
what's the...
Well, in role-playing games, the story sometimes changes. For example, if you fail a check, that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. A critical failure may even result in further negative consequences. If you choose to play in authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use the Fatometer to see whether you succeed or fail. And if you choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default.
Given that I'd like to focus on the story, I suppose I should pick easy mode. I'd feel bad if I brought the team down by...
Huh? Oh, come on. Don't worry about that. RNG is the lifeblood. Never knowing what you might have to overcome. Ugh.
I'd rather be mentally prepared for...
All right, then I'll mark down Farina for easy mode. All her checks will be successful by default.
What about you, dear partner? How would you like to play?
Are you sure?
Trust me, you'll see the beauty. Honestly, I don't think Clorinde would make things too difficult for us, no matter what the fates are.
No promises.
That wasn't...
Well, anyway, enough talk. Let's get started.
Speaking of the story, why is the beginning scene...
Well, that's because a long time ago, back when human civilization was still in its infancy, powerful demons and evil sorcerers ruled over the land. They created a host of monsters and sent them to slaughter all humans in existence. Soon, a group of human rebels banded together. With their swords raised, they swore to brave the darkness, and in doing so... Sometime later, as a member of the Marachose Hunters, you receive a commission. Following the address provided on the message, as you inhale, you can taste the slightly salty air of the docks as you begin to survey your surroundings. There aren't many people in the vicinity, but you do take note of a few others who... Your eyes meet, and you realize these
You're all Marachose hunters too, right? Allow me to introduce myself. The name's Navia, monster hunter by trade and helpful neighborhood businesswoman on the side. What say you to traveling together? We can help each other out on the road.
Okay, count me in. My name is Linny. I've been wandering since I was little and picked up a few less than legal tricks along the way. I was adopted by a Marachose hunter and later chose to follow in his footsteps.
Is this where you introduce your character to everyone? It sounds like the... My name is Farina, and, I grew up in a noble family. I always had a strong interest in performance and the arts.
Hey, you can do it, Farina.
Paimon is Paimon, a good friend and companion to this Marachose hunter right here.
I've been studying the culinary arts since I was a child. I hope my delicious food can help boost people's spirits.
That's wonderful. I'll be looking forward to your cooking during our adventure.
Well, if we're all here for the same commission, why don't we take some time to confirm what we need to do?
You open your envelopes at the same time. The message to the honorable and trustworthy Marachose hunters. The lands outside the capital have been overtaken by monsters, and our people are being led astray by forces of wickedness. We beseech you, please help us resolve this crisis.
The layout of this city it's Paimon of Mondstadt!
The scriptwriter must have used a real-world city as a reference when coming up with the map.
As experienced hunters, the layout of the city reminds you of places once traveled. You recall... Yet, as you regard the city in front of you, It appears to be little more than an empty shell.
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention to the signatures at the bottom. Who issued this commission to?
You see a long string of unfamiliar names. It would seem that many of the residents of the city issued this commission together. They sensed that things were not right within the kingdom, and sent—
In that case, why don't we take a walk around the city and see—
Oh, good idea. We might be able to get some leads on the monsters and bad guys we're after.
You look up and see a tavern nearby. It appears to be open.
Why don't we go check out that tavern? If the novels I've read are anything to go by.
As you approach the tavern, you find a plainly dressed woman standing nearby. She appears to be rather troubled about something.
Greetings, friend. Lovely weather we're having today, don't you think?
Oh, hello. I suppose you're right. The weather today is quite lovely.
It seems like every character included in the script has a certain amount of useful information to offer.
Oh, come now, don't be sad. Life is all about
Huh?
I don't think that's the kind of
Nothing turns a frown upside down like good food. How about some macarons?
You didn't even take cooking as one of your skill proficiencies.
That's not necessary, miss. Excuse me for saying this, but you don't really look like a chef.
So you're someone who barely smiles and doesn't like sweets. You're really starting to remind me of the... Hey! Did she just... me?
Clorinde must have broke character for a second.
This isn't getting us anywhere. Traveler, maybe you can think of something.
Are you sure? In that case, please refer to the fatometer.
Whoa, it was a success!
You remain silent as you prepare a pot and fire to use for cooking. The woman stares at you with her mouth agape as you skillfully cut the ingredients, and after some time, a rich aroma begins to fill the air. Even a passing cat can—
Please have some food. Who knows, maybe.
Whoa!
Wait. So, as long as you pass the check, you can pretty much do anything? And it won't be seen as absurd?
Oh, thank you. You were right.
So, what had you so worried earlier?
Okay. A horde of monsters suddenly appeared near the capital recently, so all the guards were dispatched.
Do you remember when those monsters appeared?
I'm not completely sure. All I know is that
Do you know where he was sent?
it all happened so fast. When we said our good—
You have our thanks, friend. We'll find and defeat those monsters as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Don't worry. We'll find him. Just, we don't always get to choose what happens to us. But we do get to choose the little things, like what we eat and how we respond to the things life throws our way. I hope that one day, you too will recognize the power of something as small and inconsequential as a delicious dessert.
You bid farewell to the woman and continue your journey further into the city. As you venture further into the city, the streets appear largely empty. An elderly woman walks past. You see her shake her head as she puts away her wrinkled wallet. A nearby merchant folds his arms and gives you a disdainful look. You get the impression that he's someone who has long gotten used to the sight before him.
Although he doesn't seem very friendly, merchants are usually...
Pardon me, sir. I'd like to...
That depends. How much are you willing to pay?
How about this much?
What do you take me for? Some lowly beggar? You can't even buy half an onion with that amount.
Surely an onion can't be that expensive.
What do you know? War's nearly upon us. Everything costs several times what it did before. If you're not gonna buy anything...
Whoa, what a nasty guy. Maybe we shouldn't even bother talking to him.
But he still might have information we need. Traveler, can you think of something?
A performance? I've never played a role-playing game like this before, but even I can tell that suggestion is pretty far-fetched. Is a performance check really going to help here? By the harbor's grace, a lone boat lies in rest. Let the moon give chase, for here begins our quest. In the dark of shadow, our heroes seek to find where creatures born of evil weave their grand design. Blocked the road does stand, such is our hunter's plight. Yet with sword and courage in hand, they march forth to pierce the night.
I don't recall asking for a bardic song, but if you meant what you sang, and you are indeed some kind of hunter, then by all means, those monsters are camped outside the city, and they've been destroying all our trade routes. We have limited reserves within the city, so if this continues, we're all gonna be in big trouble.
Wait, you're saying no one has put a plan...
We could all starve, and those nobles in the... Who knows? Maybe they've been in cahoots with the monsters all along.
That is concerning.
Yeah, all right, I think I've said more than enough. Be on your way now.
Got it.
Don't mind him, Farina. He just doesn't have enough...
No. I was just thinking about how those noble...
Should we try to go somewhere with more people?
Oh, how about the city square? Follow me.
Before you lies the city's central square. You see a man with a slightly anxious look on his face, pacing back and forth, his head hanging low. He doesn't seem to notice your approach. Still immersed in his own thoughts, he shakes...
This guy seems promising enough. Hello, sir. Is there anything...
Wait, you're... Oh, dear goodness, you're...
You recognize us? Ah.
Yes, yes! Oh, I didn't expect you to actually come.
What happened here?
Alas, we once lived comfortable, carefree lives. This city used to be However, monsters have once again surrounded the city. Perhaps the seal that kept them at bay has lost its power. Or perhaps an evil soul...
Are there not enough souls?
It's not a question of numbers. The guards... Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. What's worse, many of us don't even know the history of the Marashose hunters anymore. When I was a child, though, My grandfather would tell me stories about how the Marashose hunters to be perfectly honest, I was starting to think all those stories were just tall tales. But
Well, you can rest easy, friend. The righteous and formidable Marashose hunters are on.
the man is touched by your determination and resolve. His eyes begin to well with tears of...
Still, if we are going to hunt the monsters, we need to know where to find them. Can you give us any leads?
All I know is that the area outside the city is dangerous. Although, if you leave the capital through the main gate and follow the road, you...
I see. We'll go look for them then.
All right, be careful. Oh, and one last thing. The monsters outside the city are just part of the problem. They're actively working with the monsters, and have corrupted the court ministers with malicious magic. They're the reason why, even inside the city, everything has been a giant mess. Even one of our kindest ministers has turned into a boorish and unreasonable figure, interested in nothing but enacting laws that exploit the people.
Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard...
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should try to cheer him up?
I appreciate your kindness, but for now, it's more important to focus on the crisis at hand. Brave hunters, I leave the future of this kingdom to you.
If I understood correctly, there are currently 2 problems in the kingdom that need solving, right?